The emergency room doctor came over and was checking his heart, and he checked his side and over where his spleen was, and he looked at me and he said, "Well, that's not what I wanted to see." The first thing he said was leukemia. I don't think I heard anything past that word. That night, he received a blood transfusion. His very first time in his life. He went from being so pale to having rosy cheeks, and I watched that happen. He finally fell asleep, but I sat beside him and watched the color come back into his face.
BJ was one of my first patients as a nurse on the floor. He would laugh with you, he would joke with you, he'd be feeling miserable, and we would say, "We have to get up, you have to take a shower, you have to do these things, it's good for you." And he would do it, and he would do it with a smile on his face.
BJ was just courageous, and even though he was fighting very hard and had a tough road, he was always positive and looking out for everyone else. Just a fighter.
His first treatment months, they were really hard. After that first 28 days, his test came back showing that he was in the very, very high risk category of relapse. He was diagnosed with his relapse about 2 weeks before 8th grade ended, and that was a shock. Actually, we ran the Keep Pounding 5K 2 weeks before we found out that he had relapsed. So he had leukemia when he ran that race.
With BJ, it didn't matter like how bad he felt. We could be giving him chemo, we could be giving him whatever, and he would be miserable, and at 4 a.m. he would jump out of his seat to scare you, and then he would laugh and laugh and laugh. He did it every day, and he thought it was the best.
After he was in the hospital for those first 7 days, after his initial diagnosis, I was like, BJ, we need to make sure that we stand on our faith and not let this get us down, not let this change who we are. We don't know why things happen the way they do, but there's purpose behind things that we don't understand. BJ passed away 2 days after he turned 15.
I feel like after our experiences were stronger, we appreciate the little things more now that we've dealt with that situation. In memory of BJ, we created the Stand Firm Warrior Foundation to raise money for childhood cancer awareness and alternative treatments to chemotherapy and radiation.
We wanted to do something to help families that were going through what we went through. I witnessed many transfusions, and I think it was close to 100 platelet units, and just knowing that the blood that's given by people in this community stays here in our community, in our local hospitals, it's really important because people like to give, and a lot of times in a situation like ours, they didn't know what they could do. You could go give blood because it not only helps BJ, but it helps other people too that need it, other kids and other people in our community. Thankful that they helped give me more time with my son. Give Carly more time with her brother.